taking a lot of taking a lot of things from the forest, and they will not making the what's called the animal's life is continue. And also this is damage the ozone depletion, you know. So even the quality of oxygen later on, it will be a different year by year, even not by day. So this is accumulative massive damage to the environment. We should be take care of it. Okay, here's some facts and some protection about the global warming. You know, like I just mentioned before, in the some part of other world, the degrees increasing incredibly. Even the ice, sea ice, it's be broken and be water. So a lot of things need to be cared, not only environment. And also we have some area like tropical cyclones and hurricanes. Likely now we are seeing intensive of winds and rain. So the people suffer from these issues and from this disaster. Even the poverty year by year, it is increased. So all of this should be fixed and should be faced to find a solution for the future. So, no escape. What we should do, we should be recognize and identify the problems, and should be managed and change for the new generation, not only us, you know, for the new generation to make them survive. Here we have some strategy to save the planet. We can save the planet by changing the energy consumption. For you know, for now there is a lot of consumption of electric. All of us we using aircon in home, and every home there is 4 or 5 aircons, and you can imagine in one area, and you can imagine in one countries, and you can imagine all of the planet how much the consumption, the electricity and the solar, you know, and the benzene from the emission of the factories and the human, it is really high. So it is need to be changed. Okay, so to change it to clean energy like hydro energy, wind energy, or solar energy, as you see in the pictures. And this is the new trend of developed countries who have preparing the good infrastructure to replace the conventional one, like benzene and solar and so on, and maybe coal also. It is be a huge emission. And also we can have some others strategy, like we reuse, okay, we reduce, and we recycling. So this is 3 type of principle, also trying to reduce the environmental damage, okay, and to save our planet. Also from the sustainability management. So the management should be care about the environment and the economy, from the rules, okay, from the standards, and even from rewarding, promoting, rewarding the suppliers, for example, right? So the company is not run only alone to work, or organization working alone to fixing this issue. So many parts of this society can be participant to saving the planet, even the governments, like can they giving some punishment, some rules. For example, they in some developed country, they give tax for emission, tax for waste, and they give punishments. So this is kind of strategies can fixing this issue. Okay. Before I move to this, I would also reminding you about the sustainability development. If we doing corporate social responsibility in the right way, in business especially, okay, we can participate to achieve the sustainability. And the sustainability, like in World Commission on Environment and Development, set a really nice goals and inspirational things for the future, for the next generation. There is 17 goals. Okay, there is 17 goals which should be achieved by 2030 globally. Okay, and this is the 17 goals, such as no poverty, no hunger, gender equality and clean water, climate change, life underwater, life in the land, and education equality. So all of these 17 goals, can be achieved from corporate social responsibility. Well, here the concept of sustainable development, it will be achieved by corporate social responsibility. And the sustainable development itself, when it is meet the need of the present without compromising, okay, without distribution, without destroying the future generation needs. So here we are starting to achieve the sustainable planet, the sustainable energy, the sustainable needs for the future. Okay, here is the global policy. It should be implemented to locally to achieve the sustainable development, which we call SDG goals. Okay, so it is a global idea, but it should be applied nationally from the policy of the country, from the regulation, okay, to achieve these 17 goals, to sustain of the humans for later, and to sustain the resources. Okay. Sustainable development itself, currently it's faced challenge through the activities and the relationship in the organization have to impact in the economic and the society. And this impact represent the organization contribution in both positive and negative for the goal of sustainable development. Why? Here the question, because the business as organization, it's trying to achieve more benefit and maximizing more profit to shareholders, right? So in this case, how it can be profitable and in the same time contributing to sustainable development, because it's the sustainable development, it is of course it is need money and need a lot of effort. So here starting the debate, and it is really a debatable topic and hot issue right now. Okay, I will come down to the define the corporate social responsibility as the organization have responsibility about their decision and about their activities on the society and environment. That means should be take care of the society and the environment through the transparent and ethical behavior. And they should be compliance with all the law and the norms and behavior, and should be keeping this relation between the organization itself, inside and outside, like I just mentioned before, the environment and the society. Here is the type of, let's say, a holistic integration approach for the corporate social responsibility, where the organization in the middle and need to take care of environment and need to take care of society, and should be also concerned about the human rights and also the labor and fair operating practice. I mean, without damaging the environment or without illegal operation. And also about the care about consumer issue. I prepare a case, next slides, about the consumer issue. Okay. Here, the role of organization. So every organization basically should be responsible, I just mentioned before, the responsible of the management, okay? When they use day by day, the management decision should be addressed the sustainability issue, especially in the resulting from the operation. Should be they doing the business legally and ethically, and should be care about economic, about environment and about society. Because last, let's say, last 50 years ago and before than that, all the companies, when they come and they build the factory and build the company, they're concerned only maximizing the profit. But right now should be achieving the sustainability, and they should be thinking about others, should be not only follow their greedy behavior, only satisfying themselves by achieving more profit. Okay, so, because it will be have conflict, how we are human and how is the human around the entity, or the organization. The organization itself will be getting much richer and richer and richer, but the people around, around the society getting more unhealthy maybe, and getting more poor, and they not get education, and those people, those entity or those companies or factories, let's say, using these people as a labor, okay, without caring about their healthy or safety or education or poverty. Okay, so the responsible of management to sharing in the sustainability issues should be addressing this issue as serious, okay, to achieving the sustainability, and also giving support for the society as philanthropy. So should be sharing and should be they reporting what's the issue they suffer. Okay, here the responsible of business. The responsible of business, we have basic value, which never change. We should be always stable. Okay, this is the top management drawing their vision and mission. Okay, with the three triple bottom line, the three triple bottom line, which is called profit, planet, people. So it should be balanced and retain this relationship to achieve the profit for satisfying the shareholders, and also care about the planet as environment, and care also about people as a society by performing good by performing a good financial performance and good environmental performance and good to society by publishing sustainability report. Okay. I'll move this. Okay. Here, the sustainability reporting, what can be added for the organization or for the business itself? As just mentioned before, the sustainability reporting or social reporting, corporate social reporting, it is so important. And I can giving definition as it is self-regulating or self-regulation by the entity or by other organization to reflect the business accountability, you know. So it is playing a crucial role for the vision, okay, to drawing the vision and the mission for the company, and even for the management system, how the management will run the system inside the company, and how they face the sustainability issue to achieving SDG. Sustainability reporting also can show us the strength and weakness inside the company, especially in the in the marketplace, how we can compete with others. What's the differentiation between our company and other company? So it is so important for internal benefit, even for employee motivation, you know, how the company retains and keep the relation with the employee in terms of, like, you know, the pension and how they hiring the employee, even for the next generation. And most Thailand people, when they going to work in a company, they choosing a green company, and they choosing high sustainability performance company. But this is for the Thailand people, you know. So the many internal benefit can they get from the sustainability reporting. In external benefit also, reputation and trust. Of course, the customer choosing the company which is have good brand image, you know. So when they see the companies care about society, about environment, of course, have preferable than others, even attracting the capital. So many investors, they care about this issue, especially in developed countries. So this issue is really crucial and really important for them. Okay. Here we have some of example, which is from Indonesian companies. Okay. First, there is Indo Timbangarangara Mega. It is Indonesia-based company, which is mining company. Their main activities. So they have impact from their operation, because they, you know, the coal company, of course, from their activities, they have a lot of pollution, right? And even they not have much what's called safety and healthy for their employee, for their society. So they have significant emission due to the energy use. Also, they have significant water consumption from the local water resource. So this is itself, it is consumption, the people water or the society water. Okay, so they're using more resource and they're getting more richer to the shareholders, but the society itself getting more poor, and their resources will be less and less. Maybe they cannot survive in the next generation. Also, they disruption the local ecosystem because the mining company, mining operation. So what's the reporting help to address like this issue? It is providing data for continuous improving on management environment impact, and also facilitated discussion with the shareholders, with the stakeholders, especially local one, and also providing basic data for the post-mining reclamation after the finishing their resource from there. So from where they will take the coal, right? So also giving them data and giving them map for sustain their resource. In the end of this, the result of them, it is achieve zero complaint from local stakeholders on environment issue, and satisfying the society, and continues to reduction on energy intensity of product. So this is also, it is good point. They still reducing the energy. Also, they got reward as silver and gold of mining environmental management award from Indonesia. So this is the benefit of sustainability reporting. Here also I have other example. I will skip it. Okay, I will skip it. Okay. Here, the sustainability reporting. What's the sustainability reporting? Sustainability reporting, it is, we should be prepared and reporting about the economic, environment, and the social policy or the social impact, which is the organization operate to giving the product or giving context of sustainable development, such as just mentioned before, the triple bottom line. Here, now, here is the family of reporting, which is corporate social responsibility reporting, we call CSR, and also sustainable development report. And then there is creating share value report. As you know, we are in accountants. We know that company should be producing financial statement or financial reporting to present to the investor, shareholders, even suppliers, bankers, government. But now the trend is presenting financial reporting and non-financial reporting, you know. So both of them are important, by the way, because this is showing the numbers, how is the financial performance, okay, and this is showing how is the operating environmental and society performing. So both of them are important. And now also the streaming, it has become other kind of reporting, combine of both of them to be producing integrating reporting, which kind of presentation, company performance, which showing financial data and non-financial data. Okay, here the kind of statistic and condition in the South Asia about how they performing about sustainability issues. In 2007, in Malaysia, introducing requirement policy in listed company to disclose their CSR activity. Okay, so they should present their corporate social responsibility reporting and activities. In South Africa, in 2010, also it is required to companies and to publish integrating reporting. In Thailand, more lately, and looks like Malaysia, they start more earlier. Also, it is mandatory to publish the sustainability reporting by all listed companies. In Indonesia, they start in 2012. All listed companies have to disclosure also about sustainability performance, sustainability performance in the annual report, or should be separately as sustainability report. So it is not mandatory to publish in one report. It can be one part. So if you're searching in the data of a listed company, surely you will find in the annual report sustainability performance, or you will find separately sustainable report. Okay, this is a public listed company. Significantly in the South Asia, up to 2015, as you see in this diagram, comparison with Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, it is high rate from Indonesia. That could be because kind of number of listed companies. Okay, I just mentioned to you before integrating reporting. This is not our topic. I will try to move from this slide. This is the financial reporting, you see in here. And here is sustainability reporting, which means non-financial data, but this one is financial data. Then both of them combined to be integrating reporting since 2010. So this is integrating reporting, producing financial, economic, environmental, social, and governance data. Okay, I will move from this. Here is the main topic, corporate social responsibility. Corporate social responsibility should be responsible not only from the government or the company, but also the society. It should be mutual relationship. It should be contained from both, okay, to achieving, like just I mentioned before, SDG, the 17 goals. It is so important and so critical. But before we start talking about the main issue in the sustainability, or in the main issue in the CSR itself, we need to understand, okay, we need to understand the business, and we need to understand also the society. Here in the definition I create, people create organization. Why? They create organization to collective sum of resource, okay, and to produce some of leverage and some of money, and this is common goal, okay, and this is common goal of organization, and this organization trying to achieve this goal by interacting with others more larger, okay, called society. And the CSR main issues such as labor rights, like child labor, it cannot be working under the legal age, 17, some country 18, and forced labor also, and should be care about safety and healthy of employee. So this is this is now what's happening in the most of countries, like in Africa, for example, a lot of child under the age, they working in so tough job, and they give them so tough task, such as in cacao industry. There is a lot of people, if you're searching about illegal child labor, so you will find many cases. And even the safety and healthy, even in here, I saw a lot of underage people, they working in the factories, which is a really heavy industry. Other thing, the environmental condition. It is also, like we just mentioned before, water, air emission, climate change, and also the human rights. The human rights, it is so trending because human rights can be part of policy, can be part of politics, which is the it is really affected on the companies, such as I give you one case. Maybe it is politic. Like if you're watching the news, there is in Turkey, last 2 or 3 years ago, I think they killing someone, politic man, his name Khashoggi, and Saudi Arabia, they claim they not do anything to him, and this is a type of out of legal, so it is judicial kills. So also this is a human rights issue. And even like also the trending now for anti-same gender marriage. Many companies they claim that is normal, and many companies they claim that is abnormal. So the human rights is very important in the CSR issue, when they saying it is allowed and the company can be lost. There a lot of suppliers, a lot of customers, and in the same time if they saying not allowed, also they can lost a lot of supplier and customer and supporter and investor. So it is a really important and really critical issue. Okay, let me move to the poverty alleviation. The CSR creating more job and more revenue, and creating and encouraging the people to learn the new skills and to do more innovation, especially in the technology. Okay, we talk now about more deep in CSR. In CSR, there is a lot of debate, and it is really what's called really argumentable topic and really hot issues. There is two kind of point of view, like CSR, they saying critical because for the profit sector, it is largest and the most innovative part of any free society economy. What does that mean? Means they say the profit, it should be maximizing by the company, and they're not concerned about the society. It is capitalism view, and they saying our concern only the profit. But also there is another controversial view, because they see CSR distraction the economic purpose of business. They say CSR are making more limitation in the companies, putting more regulation on the companies. So there is conflict about this kind of view. And here also there is important questions. If the CSR, it is controversial, okay? The question is, do companies have obligations beyond the benefit their economics issues and already provided? What does that mean? Means is the company, can they achieving the success in the business and can be covering the CSR? In here there is two opposing view. Let me show you. Based on this scholar, his name Friedman, he is very popular in the accounting, and he have also many theory. He have psychological theory. He's saying, or he claims, the only social responsibility of any business is to increase its profit. So it is purely concerned about maximizing the profit. He say any organization should be only responsible about the profit and satisfying the stakeholders, shareholders, investor, and that's it. So his concern only about the profit. This is a view of Friedman. And also sorry, this there is one mic open. Can you open it? Okay. Friedman defend on his opinion, okay, or he claim his opinion. The profit is the result of any action of firm, and it is end in itself. So he's concerned only profit. And firm doesn't need to have additional justification for the existence. Like in the company for I just mentioned in the earlier, when they exist in the society, they should be getting also satisfying from the society outside. So he say there is no any reason to justification for the existence. And this is his second reason. And third reason, he said, or he claimed, social value is maximized when firm focus on pursuing its self-interest in attempting the maximizing profit. So even the social value, he say, when we achieve the social value to the society, when we maximizing and we are focusing on the profit. So he's not adopt any kind of CSR or corporate social responsibility practice. All his practice is only concerned about maximizing the profit. Okay. Here's something too. He is still defending on the himself and his opinion to make money only for stakeholders much as as possible. He doesn't care about others. Okay. Let me continue his some of argument also. He say the CSR, it is anti-capitalism. It is distribution, okay, or destroyed the resource of company. And CSR, it is a waste firm resources, which is legally, okay, beyond to the owners and legally beyond to the shareholders and executives, means the management. So he give himself more rights to use the resource of company legally, because we pay, we buy, we talk this for ourselves to maximizing the profit. Okay, So social, it is not matter, not concern of the business people. They say this problem should be solved by other actors, not businessmen. And this is a purely capitalist opinion. But we have other social view, which is others' opinion. Obviously, it is opposite, you know. No one group of stakeholders has priority over the group. Means all the cooperation must be balanced in the interest of shareholders. So the owners, the shareholders should be making a profit, okay, but in the same time caring about other groups, which means the society and the environment, okay. So should be balanced, and this is other kind of a view. Here in this picture also I would share with you the concept of shareholders to be clearly for you. The shareholders, not only supplier or not only manager, only owner or investor, no. But there's two types, basically. It is internal and external. Internal, like you just see now in below, which is engaged inside the company, and it is mutual relationship, and also managers, then owners. But there is some others, external parties like supplier, society, government, creditor, shareholders, customers, bankers, you know. So all of those, we call them stakeholders, but some of them internal, some of them are external. Okay, I still have time. As Friedman, he's defined the firm stakeholders include those people I just show you in the previous picture, who are affected on the or affected by the firm goals, which is working together to achieve the goal of firm or goal of operation. Cooperation. So it is simply include both the group working together to achieve the goals. Okay. Also, he's giving a definition of CSR, include all the stakeholders and constituent group that maintain ongoing interest, the organization operation. So the both of a group in the picture, just I show you internal, whether or external, both of them, their main going interest only to run the operation. So no care about society or even environment. Okay. Let me move to the next. Okay, here we have some arguments in the CSR itself. You know, most important argument issue in the CSR, it is related to moral, ethical, and rational, and economics. So here we will see one by one. Regarding the moral argument in the CSR, the relation should be independent between company and the society within the kind of or the type of operating. For the profit entities do not exist in the vacuum. Of course, the profit not come easily and not achieving easily. So they need to be a congruent relationship to sustain the society values. And this is the type of moral issue in the CSR. Then others one is the rational argument. Business always seeking to maximize their performance by minimizing this restriction on operation. So I just mentioned earlier, they do not want a lot of limitation. They do not want a lot of regulation. I don't want a lot of policy. They no need to achieve the compliance of this standard of this policy to satisfying the others. You know, they just want to run the business and they want to get more profit. But in today, globally, the world is worried about CSR, anticipating and reflecting to the society, right? So they minimize the operational and financial limitation on business. Here we have something called the iron law of social responsibility. Why? Because if you have power, if you have authority, do not usingly wrong, abuse it. Because why? Because you will suffer a lot of social protest, a lot of social issues, okay, or a lot of sanction from the government, such as law, fine, prohibited, boycott, or even social activism that impact on the firm's strategic goals, such as called Starbucks, they have case in 2013. Later on, I will talk about this case. Okay, in the economic argument for CSR, economic itself for business and CSR provide a point of differentiation. It can be giving more advantage, competitive advantage, you know, and giving more loyalty to customer, or giving image brand, you know, image brand. It is so important for the consumer. Okay. So the economics arguments, by doing the business so good, so the company will be more likely to keep this relation and keep existence in the society as legally and legitimacy, and maximizing the financial valuability and offer long-term relationship, even with the society, even with the customer, with the investor, with the banker, with government, and so on. So this is the economic argument. Here, I have one case of ethical perspective of competing stakeholders' interest. So the CEO of Starbucks, you know, his comment on the meeting. In the meeting, he commented about the anti-marriage in the same gender. This is also from the hot issue in the society, in all society. I mean, locally or internationally in Indonesia, outside Indonesia, it is really common and it is a really hot issue. And you can see that's by yourself every day in the media. There is a lot of cases in the anti-marriage in the same gender. So in 2013, they before 2013, Starbucks is doing many things about CSR. They are doing everything is correctly and in good way, and they have positive impact on society and the environment. They always do care about their type of packaging, you know, all is recycling and promoting a lot of sustainability practice and CSR practice. But what they face in 2013, the CEO, it is comment, okay, and he claimed it is no matter if that the same gender got married, you know. So you know, Starbucks is big company and they have a lot of branch. in Western and in Muslim countries, East and West and Africa and everywhere. They have a lot of investor and they have a lot of branch. And this kind of speak, can play in the emotion of other people. So he's saying from the type of diversity, because we are diverse, they claim they are diverse in their company. They hiring black people, white people, Muslim, non-Muslim, don't have religion, short, tall, long, wide, whatever. He say we are diverse. Their kind of strategy is diverse. So he said there's no problem if got married in the same gender. Then he also stated, if you feel respectfully that you can get higher return than 38%, you can got last year. So you are free to choose other country, or you're free to sell your share and go to another company. So he doesn't care. And it is, as I remember, there is a huge buzz news from Indonesia, Malaysia, and so many Muslim countries. The people protest, and many branch in the Starbucks closed based on this news. So this is like one type of ethical perspective. So in what you believe is correct, some people believe it's wrong. What other people believe, your opinion is wrong, but other people believe their opinion is correct, and so on. So he doesn't care, and he say, take your share from a Starbucks company, then you can, if you can get profit more than 38% in other company, you are free to choose, okay, or free to invest. Okay, here other case of moral perspective to society. There is one pharmaceutical companies producing medicine called Merck. So this company producing type of drugs, many type of drugs, but they are throwing their chemical waste in the river. And those type of chemical waste, it is accused type of disease, which is called meloclorpha. This is type of disease. It is attack the most poor people living in the poorest region in the Asia and Africa. Then they try to do something good. So they providing this type of medicine, collaborating with WHO and UNICEF and World Bank, and try to making program and distributing 700 million tablets to 40 million people each year. So in the same time, they are throwing the chemical waste in the river, and the people consuming unhealthy water or unclean water, and they got this type of disease. And in the same time, the company innovate this medicine, okay, and they selling even cheap, and they trying to cooperate with WHO and distribute it free, okay. Then they state on their vision and mission, let's say, and identity cooperation. They say we are in the business of perceiving and improving a human life. You know, I highlighted for you in the yellow, as you see. So they saying we are improving the human life, but in the same time they damaging the river for the poor people. Here, for Merck perspective, they say no, nothing goes wrong, and there is no issue. But they giving their core business purpose value, and they conclude we doing social responsibility to prevent the disease easily. So they make the disease because they're greedy, and they selling the medicine and distribute some, and they say we are receiving the human life. So here the kind of contradicting. It is different 2 point of view. So that's why I say it is a debatable topic, the CSR, and it is really a hot topic. Okay. Here, what I can conclude, what is CSR? CSR, responsibility among firm to pursuing the goal of the company, in addition to profit maximization, and to keep okay, responsibility and accountability for their action. This is what is really CSR. So this is another definition of CSR. You can do the social responsibility in the business, in the local and in the economic and legal ethical way, to not distribution the resources or the society or even the environment. Here the paradigm of CSR, here you can get the benefit from society if you are doing the business in proactive strategy. So means more earlier stage, before the disaster happen or before the problems is happen in your company, which means you do the economic responsibility to produce acceptable and good return to the investor or to the shareholders, and you do the legal responsibility, legal things, to acting in the legal framework and legal standards and compliance with the regulation. And also you do ethical responsibility, do not harm for any shareholders or stakeholders or even environment. So this is the kind of paradigm. It is written by Archive Carroll in 1991. Okay, I would to move because I would to leave some minute for the discussion. Here is the system of CSR management, how this management can run the business, and they can address the issue of environment and the legal, sorry, the legal things. First, they should do policy by coding the conduct of business and the behavior, and also by drawing kind of system can be compliance with the management. And then the accounting here job come to reporting about the CSR activities and practice. I here also put it one slide for you to see how CSR reporting become mainstream in the last some years, where it was reported by 250 companies, by the best 250 companies, global for companies. They producing more than 60. Okay, this is since 2005. So now the number of CSR reporting become more compliance with the standard, more compliance with the issue, and more response with the issue of society and the environment. Okay, in the end, I would to say the CSR is a dynamic flowed concept, can be go based on the company intention, can be based on the people or the scholar definition and how they can see the CSR. Also, CSR integral element of ethics, so it is very coherent with the ethics. They should be do a CSR really ethically and in good behavior, and you do the business in a really transparent way. And also both means and what's mean that how the firm can be operate and gain society legitimacy, and how they accept the society, how to make the society accept them to run and work and operate, and at the same time getting profit. And also how the firm can be providing and good concern for the implementing business model. Okay, this is what I'm preparing for you today. And most my time is nearly finished, and you have almost 10 to 14 minutes to asking and to discuss. So please, I will back to the moderator, and I expected fruitful discussion from your side. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, sir, for the great explanation and the good material. Okay, to all of you guys who has question, please raise hand and turn on your camera. I think, sir, we have one question from the room chat. It's from Rini Murisa. I would like to ask, what kind of theory that enhance corporation need to disclose their CSR disclosure, sir? Excuse me, sir, that you do not unmute.
Okay, do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I can answer now or waiting, receiving more question?
I think you can answer it while waiting for the other question.
Okay. Theoretically, there is many type of theories that can be supported the corporate social responsibility, and at the same time there is many theories is against the corporate social responsibility. But in the most strong stream theories, it's stakeholders theory. It is even writing by Friedman. That's why that's mentioned earlier. And there is some others, let's say, updates for the C theory, because this theory is really old, and this kind of thought, it is not consist with the mainstream of research today. So I can say the stakeholders theory, and also agent theory, even stewardship theory. Three of them can be support and enhance the opinion of disclosure in the sustainability reporting and CSR reporting. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you for the answer, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, to all of you guys who has another question, please raise hand and turn on your camera.
Yes, please. Any question, any comment, any discussion? You still have 10 minutes, right?
Yes, sir.
I know most of them, they are our students.
Yes, some of us.
I need some of them.
I would like to ask, sir.
Yes, please.
Okay, Torini Morisa, please.
All right, thank you for the time. I would like to answer. As you say that before, there is three theories, which is agency theories, stakeholder theories, and also stewardship theories. And then, according to your opinion, what kind of theories that what kind of theories that um, very appropriate with CSR disclosure, sir? Thank you.
What's the theory? What again?
Uh, among among those theories, what what theory that very appropriate to company in
Okay. Okay.
to CSR disclosures.
Okay. I got
Thank you, sir.
I got your idea. Okay. Basically, I cannot say this theory it's supposedly 100%. But what I can say, this kind of theory, it is as a basic theory to build the kind of research for the future. But also in the same time, I would at this point, there is no purely research or purely study is saying or purely mainstream saying CSR is the best practice for the company, for the society, as I mentioned before, and the environment. Because why? Because some investor they worry to the company. It is they do some activities or some corporate social responsibility practice. Because why? Because it is costly. So it is, kind of tool will be affected on their margin profit or margin share in the future. Because CSR reporting, it is high cost. You need to prepare it not only 1% and 2%. No, you need preparing staff to not only accountant or management, but so many activities. Should be cares about environment, should be cares about the economy itself, should be care about society, need contribute and sharing the profit with others. So they say CSR, it's not really necessary. And in the same time, they adopt other opinion or adopt another kind of defense on their opinion. They say CSR can be tool to the manager to making some manipulation in earning management, or they do some earning management because they do some cost estimation that can be effect on the financial performance in the company. So it is really what's called conducting or conflictual opinion for both. Some of them support, some others not support. It is really debate. And but mainstream now in developed countries and big countries, big companies, and they should be compliance with the standards to preparing the corporate social responsibility. It is a really long topic I would to talk, but it is need many sessions, not only one. There is a standard which called GRI, Global Reporting Initiatives. There is many type of the standards. So when the company reporting about their activities, there is a side of others people like auditing. They can do an inspection and auditing the sustainability report, and they can do the assessment of this report. It's really compliance with the GRI standard or not. So it is really a long topic, and it is really a big topic and hot issue these days.
All right, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you,
For the
dear.
answer.
Welcome.
Okay, guys. We are turning to the next agenda, which is photo session. Please, all of you guys, turn on your camera.
The other guys, they are driving, so that's why they are busy.
All right, are you ready, guys? I count.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Okay, once more. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you so much for sir, Dr. Hosam Alden Riyadh, Al-Aziz, for the attractive material. Hopefully, it can help the audience to have a better understanding of corporate social responsibility. Now we are turning to the next agenda, is closing. As the master of ceremony, I do apologize for any mistake during this event. Thank you and see you at the next event. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much,
sir.
sir.
Thank you. See you.
See you.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.